What Huxley feared was that there would be no reason to ban a book, for there would be no one who wanted to read one. Orwell feared that the truth would be concealed from us. Huxley feared the truth would be drowned in a sea of irrelevance. Orwell feared we would become a captive culture. Huxley feared we would become a trivial culture. In 1984, people are controlled by inflicting pain. In Brave New World, they are controlled by inflicting pleasure. In short, Orwell feared that what we fear will ruin us. Huxley feared that what we desire will ruin us. The West, it seems, finds itself in a situation somewhat analogous to what Huxley feared. For like the proverbial frog in boiling water, citizens in the West accept greater and greater intrusions into their freedoms and with little resistance. The overt physical coercion that Orwell thought would be required to enslave a society has so far proved unnecessary. Before dismissing Orwell's fears completely, however, it must be noted that Orwell was familiar with Huxley's position, and he did not deny that the hedonistic society Huxley feared was a possibility. But he saw it as a temporary stage, creating the ideal conditions for a more brutal regime to seize control and impose its will on society. Whether Orwell will be proven correct in the end remains to be seen. Yet, as was pointed out, Orwell did not believe the totalitarianism which he feared could emerge in a society without it first becoming collectivist. So perhaps what has prevented his fears from coming true thus far is that capitalism did not die as he believed it would, and collectivism has yet to emerge fully formed in the West.
On the podcast, we have Danny S., who is an advocate for workers that worked through the portion of the beginning of the COVID-19 breakout instead of staying locked in at home. Danny, you all of a sudden became an advocate for people who stayed at work home during all this shitstorm that we're in right now. Tell me what made you act on the idea.
What made me act on the idea is because I've been working blue-collar jobs all my life since I was 19 years old. And for all of us that have to go out and don't have a good, stay-at-home job playing on the computer, we need something a little bit more than, the pay that we're given. There's people are on unemployment right now. It's going to end in July. All they have to do is stay home. They collect unemployment, which I'm very against, is a federal boost. Federal boost of $800 or more is given to a person who just stays at home, other than a person who actually gets up, takes a shower, goes to work, works and sweats and tears for 8, 12, or 16 hours, or whatever that person has to do. Well, that's why I'm trying to push for hazard pay and even more, even better, even for better insurance. We're in COVID-19 pandemic. You see it on the radio, or actually you hear it on the radio. You see it on television, and you see everywhere you go. You are forced to even wear a mask now. So definitely, that's one of the biggest reasons that I want essential workers on the front line to get hazard pay.
Outstanding, man. You sent it on an email. Who was that to, and what was your response?
What happened is that on Facebook, I was on this app called Stand for Security. It's security guards are getting better pay during these conditions. I signed a petition for the hazard pay, better PPE, and for better insurance. I've gotten 3 emails. One is from Martha McSally, another one's from Debbie Lesko, and then Kristen Semina.
Who are all those people?
They are your governors and your congresswomen of Arizona. And first one I got from Martha McSally right off the bat. Explain thank you, and give me the whole thank you speech. Also, Debbie Lesko did the same thing. Now, for Kristen Semina, that took a few days. I think that her office should have reacted just as fast as Martha and just as fast as Debbie. It should never take 3 or 4 days to get a response, especially for people who go to work and don't stay at home, don't play Halo all day. So, there you go.
Have you followed up with it since?
Yes, actually, I have. I've gotten a phone call from my phone. I still have the voicemail. It's from the offices of actually, it's from the offices of Martha McSally and Debbie Lesko. Tell me that they're really trying to fight hard for hazard pay and for better insurance for frontline workers.
Right on.
So, but nothing from Semina yet.
Okay. Now, if Phoenix is soon to adopt a mandatory mask rule, do you feel this is an infringement on people's rights?
It sure is. See, what happened is that when you wear a mask for a long period of time, you're not just breathing your own oxygen, but your own carbon monoxide. And wearing that for a long period of time can damage your health. So what they're doing when they're trying to make this mandatory, which actually started today, it started in Phoenix today. It started in Glendale, not Glendale, but in Surprise, Arizona, where I'm from. Other place that hasn't started yet is like Sun City, Wickenburg, even in the smaller cities. Does it infringe my rights? Of course it infringes my rights. Because I should always have a choice either to wear a mask or not wear a mask. I know there's a pandemic out there. It's not a funny joke. But if we're going to get it, it's in the air, guys. It's in the air. That's how people get it. It's not just because we're not social distancing ourselves. It's not because of this and that. We try to do our damnness. I take vitamins every day. I drink smoothies every day. I eat vegetables. I do as much as I can to always stay healthy, especially in my mid-40s right now. But, man, if you're going to get it, you're going to get it. Just take the necessary precautions.
All right. Do you watch the news for info, or do you do your own research?
I learned from my own history, that you always do your own research. Not just YouTube. Go on Google. Read up what's really about. Do not follow social media. Where I work at, I have CDC, Center for Disease Control, down the hallway from where I'm at. And they always look up in the air when they hear social media. Social media provides paranoia. Okay? It provides people being scared, not getting out of their homes. You have to go on the CDC website and follow the guidelines that they give you. Don't follow social media. It's all political. You watch CNN, it's Democrat. You watch OWN, Fox News, right there. It's Republican. You know, real news is something that has to be not partial to any type of political. So that's why I don't follow social media.
All right. Do you believe that all measures being taken are for the preservation of the human species?
Not really. The thing is, the reason why I say that is because I was watching our governor, Douglas Ducey, giving a speech about the state of Arizona, closing it down for like a month or a month and a half. And he actually stated that unemployment rate in Phoenix alone has gone down. This man he probably doesn't even look past his freaking golf course. Okay. I'm going to tell you right now. This man has never walked through Indian school, any of the bad parts. There are great parts of Phoenix, by the way, but I'm talking about the bad parts of Phoenix where the homeless are pushing shopping carts, trying to find somewhere to sleep. It's just sad, man.
Yeah, the cops harass the shit out of them out here, don't they?
Yes, they do. Oh, definitely.
It's pretty horrible.
It's horrible. I used to be a security guard off of 12th Street and Indian School. Down the street from 12th Street, this really bugs me. It's vets who are homeless. Veterans who went out there in Vietnam. Veterans who went out there in Afghanistan. Veterans, Iraq. And they're not given a proper treatment. They deserve proper treatment from the government and from everybody. Every time I see a vet, I always thank them, and I say thank you for your support. If people don't like it, well, that's just how it is. We need vets. We need people in the military, big time.
Thank you. What's your next step as far as advocating?
Well, my next step in advocating is, really, really want to push the fact that when we have these rallies, I'd love to sign a petition. Just make it peaceful protest. Every time there's a protest, some idiot has to go out there and start looting small businesses. When you do that, you're not just stealing money from that company, you're dangerously other people's lives and their jobs. And that's the whole point of being essential workers, because you're doing this to live. It's part of your job to live. Okay? I'm not against a peaceful protest. I just don't like somebody knocking over a CVS pharmacy or mom and pop store. That's not protest. That's just being a moron.
All right. Do you see others joining you?
Yes, I do. I hope so. And I want more and more people. When I sign that petition for Stand for Security, it's not just me. It's a lot of more people. When I signed another petition, and I'm sorry we didn't add this, for a second stimulus check. The second stimulus check doesn't have to be $2,000 like they're saying in social media. It's only another $1,200 to every hard-working citizen out there. Okay, we need that, because the economy and gas prices, everything is just on the rise, except for your paycheck. Okay, and especially for people who are affected by COVID-19 and don't have those advantages, who don't have the proper health care. So,
right on. All right, let's go to the personal portion of here. You were in a band. Do you still do music?
Yes, I do. I still do music from time to time. My influences range from old country and western, not the pop stuff we have now. The old outlaw country, like the Waylon Jennings, the George Jones, the Johnny Cashes, a lot of that older music. Also blues. I love blues music. I can listen to I'm wearing a Muddy Waters shirt, by the way. But Muddy Waters, B.B. King. I like more of the Delta blues, because the southern black man, he was pushed against all odds. And you can hear in those songs, too, how they play them and how they hit the right chords. One of my personal favorites will always be Howlin' Wolf. Always be Howlin' Wolf. And the actor that played him in that movie, Cadillac Records, Spitting Image, I was actually kind of frightened. But I'll tell you something about Howlin' Wolf. He's a tall dude, okay? His hands are about, I'm looking at Ryan's right now, about this, twice the size of Ryan's hands. These things are freaking huge. A friend of mine had a picture of Howlin' Wolf, and I looked at his hands like, oh my Lord. He can grab two faces, squeeze them like orange juice. No, but seriously though, I love blues music and I love country and western. A lot of people, when they think of the southern states, they think of redneck. They watch King of the Hill, and they think, that's only part of it, guys. Okay, when you take something like Gone Country with George Strait, and then you throw the Samuel L. Jackson movie, Black Snake, not the porno, Black Snake Moan. I know what you're all thinking there. And you combine those together, that's actually the South. The South is different every state, okay? And that's another thing, social media again. Always pushing the South. The South's been pushed. North's been pushed. Different cities like Chicago. Yes, we know that certain parts of Chicago is bad, but there are great things about Chicago. There's great things about New York. Quit adding the bad stuff about New York. Quit adding the bad stuff about New Jersey. Add the great things, the better things about New Jersey, New York, the southern states as well.
Where did you grow up at?
I actually grew up in Norco, California, where we didn't have sidewalks. We had horse trails. We had cows. My father half owned a pig. We had bacon and pork chops for 2 months. It was cool, and again, I didn't get along with some of the residents because they have that kind of a racist mentality when I was growing up. I don't believe in that, but towards the end, I started loving the lifestyle because it's more simpler. That's a more simpler time. You're away from computers. You're away from like the office space type of mentality. Okay, right. You're about raising your kids, raising your family, raising your everything. Okay, raising everything. Your wife, your brother, whatnot, and that's what it's supposed to be. That's what it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be complicated, like trying to get unemployment benefits from